Now, the rest of the story.
Well, we are winding down on second cut hay, grass hay at the valley. Dad is, actually I think he just got done. Nope, he's got a little like 30 by 40 patch behind you. And Dad will be done. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so overall I don't think we did all that bad. Oh, excuse me. Yield wise, I don't know how many bales Ryan's got. I ended yesterday with baler's acting funky. There we go. I ended yesterday with 91 bales, and that's not accounting for what I ran last year, but the goal definitely was to at least get 100 bales down here. I know we hit that easily. And to be honest, my low-key goal was at least 200 bales. And it's kind of up in the air if we're going to get that or not. Let's see here. If you can look over my left shoulder, make sure this bale isn't going to end up in the pond. That I really, between the river and the pond over my shoulders here, I'm really don't want to get ourselves in a situation where I have to go swimming. You know, wrap a chain around a bale, it's all waterlogged, and try to get it back out. And to be completely honest, depending on the situation and how dry the bale is, it might just be like old Robin Hood style with a flaming arrow. Let the bale just burn up and hopefully get to it before it gets waterlogged. Because there is a bale, or there was at one point a bale in this pond, but I think it just deteriorated down to nothing. The same thing, the landowner, he was the last one to make hay off this field, and he's like, yeah, it dropped out the back of the baler and just gradually started rolling and picked up enough steam until it was gone. So I don't want that to happen. I'm holding this to pretty high standards, to be honest with you, because I really, 100 bales at the 65-inch bales we're making right now gets us to where we were at the end of second cut last year. So we're past that point. My only thing is we had such a really nice, such a good start on first cut. I mean, 431 bales. That's just down at the valley. That doesn't include any of the other ground I got. And it kind of, I don't want to say that like second crop down here fell flat in its face, but it's just, it seems like it didn't come back as strong as it could have. Now, people were suggesting I should have waited 5 days, 10 days, 2 weeks. I gave this, how long did I give this? I gave this 6 weeks from first cut that we're making this. Looks like Dad's going to do some cleanup. If Ryan's done over there, he can finish that. Ideally, I did the math last night. I'm not planning on making this again until at least 7 weeks, which is September 15th. And you know, imaginary line in the sand. I'm aiming for September 15th, but it'll end up being probably the end of September like it's been for the past how many years. That frustrates Andrew because our soybeans look like they're going to be ready to cut by the first week of October, which for those of you that are watching and keeping score, we were able to cut our beans last year the last week of September, but I was down here making hay. Which, the last day that I was baling down here, it was just me and Ryan. But then Ryan and Dad actually cut beans the next day, and then I had Dale and my Uncle Kevin came down and they ran tractors for me, and I loaded hay. That was 225 bales. So third cut, second cut, let's do the math. Well, what did I say? It was 277 bales after second cut. That doesn't make sense. What am I trying to figure out here? At, the 60-inch bales divided by 5. Yeah, whoa! That doesn't make any sense. I'm not factoring something right. So, oh well. I'm gonna come back through, get this sprayed, and pretty much just forget about it for the rest of the summer. The reason being because we pretty much have the month of August to do a lot of our random jobs that we'd like to get done. Random jobs include getting some fence posts put in, getting the combine pulled out, which will probably be next week at this point. Today's Sunday, so it's not going to be this week. It'll be over a week yet. I want to get the combine out, start going through and put the cameras and go through and work on everything on that. Cut brush. I got some equipment I want to work on. Haul manure. Yeah, haul manure, but it'll be out to pasture. I have some pastures that are actually kind of light, the grasses, and it looks like it's really hurting for some fertilizer. So we're going to do that. And, you know, it seems like in the blink of an eye, the year is gone by. Well, it's pretty much, it was the same thing last year. It's run, you're done, just like that. And that seems like what we're looking at once again, because once we started with working on the planter this year, and then it was just one thing after the other, and you never really get a chance to actually sit back and breathe a little bit, which is generally for me January, February, where it's nice that we aren't milking everything like we are, which people get up in arms when you talk down dairying if they milk cows and stuff like that. I mean, if that's what you're doing, you're making money doing it, it's a lifestyle that you're content in doing, that's great. The thing is, for us, it's actually nice not having the added stressors of having to be out there twice a day, plus cows to take care of. That's beside the point. Having the beef cows like we do, there's a month or two there, so okay, about 8 weeks where it's nice to not just be a complete hermit and sit in the house 24/7. You still go outside, feed cattle, check waters, do random odds and ends. But it's nice not having a whole lot over your head that I gotta do this, and this. So for me, it seems like I'm hauling hay that time of year anymore. But what makes it that much worse hauling hay that time of year, instead of worrying about when it's gonna rain, I'm watching for when the next storm system's coming in, because then I gotta fight snow and ice. That was the whole goal of me getting this stuff moved throughout the summer. There's no demand there. Not that my hay is junk. If you go by that standard, everybody's hay is junk, just because there's no hay moving right now. The amount of rain we've been getting, pastures are growing. I actually have a few more cows on the pasture down at my place than I've had in the last couple years, and they don't even have access to the full farm, because I do kind of a semi-grazing deal at my place where I don't let them have access to the whole farm. And the pastures, the back pasture that the cows are locked in right now, Rolina and I went and checked them 2 nights ago, and the grass is still 6-8 inches tall. The cows don't have it grubbed down to nothing, and they're full, they're happy. They're not standing at the fence line reaching into the neighbor's place trying to eat feed. And if we're having that kind of luck, I'm sure everybody else in the county is having the same kind of luck. People say that I should send it to Texas and Oklahoma. Logistics is what just completely takes any of the profit out of it, trying to get it shipped that far. And a lot of South Dakota, Canada, like hay and straw too, actually ends up in this area, and that has really dried up because of the drought situation out west. So I mean, has it helped this area a little bit more? I believe so. Corn and bean prices doing what they did that help? To a certain degree. Now, I don't think it helped as much as I was really hoping it would. I mean, because honestly, you get high corn and bean prices, forget the stress of trying to make hay 3 or 4 times right without getting rained on and rotting and, you know, being able to store it. Well, plant the corn and beans and forget about it, but it just doesn't seem like that really materialized. I do know a bunch of farmers actually said, tear up the alfalfa, we'll buy everything, and we'll raise $7 corn. But the thing is, with $7 corn, you have to, at the time, you actually had to have, I want to say, the nerves, the willingness to lock in those prices before the corn was still in the seed bag, or before the corn was out of the ground, or when the corn was only this tall. Prices are rebounding a little bit, but that's just, I wholeheartedly feel like that's just the weather premium going into the market right now. This heat that's coming through, if that doesn't materialize, or if it's not as hot as they're saying it's going to be, or if we get some rain, you're going to see the market lose a lot of that premium that's in it, shall I say. So I should do an update on the corn. I had Relina with me the other night, and my cultivator trial, I went and looked at that. You can't tell any difference in the plants just by looking at them, but ideally it's not the plants I'm worried about, it's what the ears overall do. I did pull a couple of ears, and the overall average I'm getting is 18, around 35 plus long. I mean, it'd be like 40, 45 plus long if you counted every single kernel, the length of the ear, and then you start getting a little bit of a gray area. I like counting everything that you know is at least there. So as long as we don't get any severe weather, I mean, moisture-wise, I think we're fine. I do. I think we're good. It's severe wind. And I do have some tornado, I say it's tornado damage on one of my cornfields. I lost a couple acres where it's not a confirmed tornado or straight line winds, but when you look at the corn, it's spiraled. It's not blowing this way or no, it's like somebody took a blender, came down and did one of these. So aggravating, relieved that it's only a small area and not the whole field. Absolutely, because that's like a 50 plus acre field, and losing like 200 feet out across it, the whole length of it, I'd probably be inconsolable. Because the corn looks pretty, and not just pretty, it's just, it has potential, and I don't really want to sit and go, it's gonna do this, that. I don't do yield checks anymore. I go count the ears and do a random, yeah, this is what if every ear will look like. If every ear was exactly like this across the field. But I gave up on yield checks a couple years ago, largely just because you do a check and this field is going to yield 270 bushels to the acre, and then you miss some rain or you get some wind damage and you get some green snap, and then your 270 bushel the acres drops down to, well, you lose 30 bushel or you lose 50 bushel. So I'm pretty content in just letting the combine, the yield monitor, tell me what it's going to yield, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter unless it comes across the scale at the elevator saying, this is what you got. So, well, we're about done down here. It's a bit of a relief, I'd say. I'm at 90 bales. Probably going to get 91. Dad is over there cleaning that one waterway up, but I don't know how much is actually there because Ryan made that part of the field. So we'll do a video, or try to do a video hauling the stuff in. I won't be doing a video on storing it away because one video of moving hay is enough. And I know my videos are kind of backwards. I don't know, as of right now, I don't even think my video of cutting this is even up yet. So, well, continue supporting the channel, everybody, if you guys are still interested in it. I got, well, everything in August. I'll try to keep you guys up to date with what's going on, because once we hit September, we're going to pretty much be focused on getting the hay made for the last time, and then rolling right over into crops, and then tillage, and then usually October, November, December, it's trying to finish up on field work and be done by December 1st this year, ideally. Oh, last thing, the mow plow. Everybody, people are wondering if I'm going to use it. My intentions are I'm going to go through after third cut. I'm hoping I can get this whole works cleaned up, even the low spots. They are kind of dry right now, but I'm hoping I can go through, get everything made again. Even the stuff that's overripe down there, I'll try making it and I'll use it for bedding. I mean, I'm paying for it. If I can get through it and get it made, I'm going to do something with it. But timing was bad. Otherwise, I know I could have made that low spot back in June. I know I could have. But the plan is, at all the low-lying spots, or even the areas that tend to hold water, I don't have access to like drainage spots or wherever. But my goal is to make like 200, 500 foot long passes on these areas that are holding moisture. And I'm hoping, I don't like swearing, but ideally I can go through, get those poor man's tile made, those drainage holes into the dirt, that they'll stay, because those ones I did in December I don't think did me any good. But then if they're able to actually stay and work and, you know, stay formed, I mean, when we get into the winter and into spring, if we get excess moisture, when we get excess moisture, it'll allow it to dry out a little bit quicker. Because my goals for down there, which is every year it's hit and miss, is to be able to drop in and make all 125 acres that are down here. Because that's, what was I, 115, 117 acres last year, until I pushed more of these areas back out of the way so I could farm everything. And this year it's about 120, and there's about 5 acres of, give or take, of areas that I can't farm. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're done. I got 91 bales. I don't know what Ryan's got, probably 90-ish, 80, 90. He did a lot of this field through here and this stuff. 42. All he got was 42. So what did he have when he started? I don't know, let's see, 42 plus 90 plus what was ever on the baler, that's what's a 35, 36 approximately. So 35 plus 42 plus 90, 1. I didn't graduate high school to have to do math in my head. So 35 plus 42 plus 91, 168. That is absolutely terrible. If that's actually all we got down here. 100 was the minimum. Healthy run towards 200 would have been better. So, all right, I guess once I know for certain what we got for bales, I'll overlay it or something here. But until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.